So, I wanted to tell you a little bit about what to expect in this course. I imagine that you've done quite a number of diets in the past, as have I, and nothing's worked. Or if it has worked, you've always gone back to what you were like or what it was like before the diet. So I want you to know that this is not a diet. I am not going to teach you how to diet. This is not a diet. This is a lifestyle. It's more like a framework, let's say, because there's no judgment involved. This is the science, right? The science behind weight loss, which means that there's no judgment involved. There's no guilt. There's no shame. It's data. And we're going to collect data, we're going to analyze data, and then the next step that we take is going to be based on that data. Okay? So I am not going to give you a set of rules. There's no rules to follow. You get to decide. You are in control. You get to figure out what is important to you, what depending on what your goals are, and I will help you take appropriate action according to those goals. I do have a meal plan available for purchase. However, I am not going to give you a meal plan to follow because, again, this is your life. So even with my clients, I never tell them what to eat because if I tell you what to eat, you will eat it. No problem. You will lose the weight. You will look fantastic. You will feel amazing in your clothes. However, once we're done working together and you go back to eating what you were normally eating before we were working together, you're just going to gain it all back. You're going to go back to what you were before. Your habits will be the same as if we had never worked together. And that is not the point. The point is for you to survey what's going on in your life currently, what you enjoy, what you don't, what can be fine-tuned so that you can make those adjustments for yourself and get the results that you want without sacrificing your lifestyle, without sacrificing what you love and enjoy, which is, again, why this is not a diet. This is more of a lifestyle. It's a framework. There's no set rules. It's just a lot of data, and we figure out which lever to pull depending on what it is we want. So there's a lot of education in this course. You just saw my 17 pages of notes, and that's what I'm referring to if I am looking down because I don't want to miss anything, right? I am also here to support you, and there's many opportunities. I will talk about them more later on. But as we get more familiar with what we're doing here, you will become more confident. There is going to be a learning curve. Yes, as with anything new, right? But that's what I'm here for, and that's what I'm going to help you through. The tool that I'm going to teach you, the method that worked for me, I lost over 30 pounds. Actually, I'll tell you a little bit about myself also. I dieted basically my whole life, and everything worked until I had kids. So I have 2 girls, and I had them both via C-section, and I love them dearly, but I had a belly after having them, and I was so tired of being asked if I was pregnant again, despite having had the 2. I was very uncomfortable in my body. I hated looking in the mirror. I hated getting pictures taken of myself. I bought clothes that were too big. I just wanted to hide. I never wanted to go out. I kind of shrunk myself, not just physically, but also mentally. I didn't think that I was significant. I didn't think I had a voice. I didn't think I was worthy. There were a lot of feelings there, and that brings up a lot for me. But then I took a risk, and I hired a coach, and I learned about nutrition. I learned about my body. I learned so much, and it changed my entire life. I can't tell you. I feel like it peeled off layers because I don't recognize the person that I am now compared to who I was before, because I feel like I have grown out of that shell. I have found my voice. I am showing up. I have a business now. If you had told me just 4 years ago, if you had told me 4 years ago that I would be sitting here recording a course to impact as many women as possible so that they can feel in control of their body, they can feel fit and confident and strong, I would not have believed you. Here I am, and I only want that for you. I want you to feel in control. I want you to feel proud. I want you to feel confident. Not to mention strong, feeling so beautiful in your clothes, not shying away, but speaking up and walking taller and being bolder, taking more risks. So that's just to come, right? And this method is called tracking your macros. You might have heard of it, you might not have, but I'm going to tell you all about it, the ins and outs, and why this tool is underutilized. It can be used for any goal, whether you want to lose weight, whether you want to build muscle, whether you just want to be fit and strong. And it's also not something I expect you to do forever. It is a tool, and we use it as a tool. Just like when you're driving in the car, sometimes you don't need to use the GPS. You know exactly where you're going. Sometimes you do need to use the GPS even though you know where you're going because of traffic, or you want to make sure that you're avoiding tolls, whatever it is. Just like a GPS, and sometimes you use it and sometimes you don't. That's how we use macro tracking. Okay, so for a long time, I really did think that macro tracking was an obsession. I was like, who wants to weigh all of their foods? When I first heard about it, I dismissed it. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. That is ridiculous. I am not that obsessed that I need to put my food on a weighing scale. It seemed so extra, and I wasn't about that life. And here I am on the other side of it, not realizing that not being open just cut me off to an entire world of learning about myself, learning about my own habits, my cravings, my routines, what I like, what I don't, my preferences. So I just want to teach this all to you, and I'm really, really excited. I'm so excited to share it with you. Okay, I'm gonna save the rest for the next lesson.